Hi, today I'm going to talk to you about verbs. There are 4 parts of a verb. That's not on the board. Basic, present participle, past, and past participle. We use these to form our tenses and modes and moods and all of the things that we don't normally talk about in everyday talking about grammar. The basic form is the one that doesn't end in an S or doesn't end in an ED or ING or anything like that. It just is the basic verb. So like the word run and the word think and the word be. Those are basic parts of their verbs. Present participle is the one that ends in ing, and it's used to form progressive tenses. It's used to form participial phrases and things like that. The past part in regular verbs ends in ed, and it's used to form the past tense. And the past participle in regular verbs end in ed, and it's used to form participial phrases and perfect tenses, which you've learned about before. Now, with irregular verbs, of course, they have different forms, and in your book you'll see a list of verbs with their irregular forms. That is not a comprehensive list. There are more, and you will find that out. Okay, now, progressive tenses express continuing actions or states of being. Oh, I skipped the one. Simple tenses express actions or states of being in past, present, or future. So the simple tenses are simple past, simple present, and simple future. As you should know, the present tense does not talk about things happening right now. It talks about things that are true or that are habitually actions that happen, like the sun rises every morning, or things that are not true. The sky is purple. Not usually true. I mean, maybe sometimes at sunset that's true. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Progressive tenses express continuing actions or states of being, and so present progressive often gets mixed up with present tense. Present progressive is what we use for something happening right now, like I'm talking to you right now. That's present progressive. Okay, I talk to you. That's present tense, and that means that's something that happens regularly. Okay, or I don't talk to her. That's something that doesn't happen regularly. All right. Present progressive is also used for something happening in a longer present tense. Okay, so I'm living in Honduras right now. We've been living in Honduras for over 12 years, and so it'll be 13 years this May. And so that's a longer present tense, okay? You might say, I'm learning French. Somebody in this class might be learning French. That doesn't mean you're learning French right at this moment. It means you're learning French in a longer present time, okay? Past progressive also expresses continuing actions or states of being, but it's for the duration of a past action, not its completion. So while you were in class, there's the duration of something. Raul was sleeping. So all that time that you were in class, Raul was sleeping. You can probably hear my cat meowing. Past progressive is also used for an action that was interrupted by another action. Many times this starts a story. Diego was minding his own business when suddenly the teacher's voice startled him. Okay, so his action that was interrupted is expressed with the past progressive, and then the interrupting action is expressed with the past tense, simple past tense. Simple past tense, of course, is just to express something that happened once at one time in the past. With while, you can use past progressive to talk about 2 simultaneous past actions. Like, we were eating lunch while you were talking. I often eat lunch while I'm working. That happens a lot. But anyway, 2 things happening at the same time. That's why you might use the word while there. And past progressive is also used for activities you've decided to do in the future. So you can actually talk about something in the future using present progressive if it's something you've decided to do or something that someone else has decided to do. For example, I'm flying to Houston next week. I'm not really. But if I were, I could say that. I'm flying to Houston next week. Okay? Or you could say, I'm going to Una when I graduate high school. That doesn't mean you're doing it right now. It means you've decided that you're going to do it in the future. Future progressive is not as common. It is used for what will be happening at some time in the future. So at this time tomorrow, I will be sleeping late. So that's something that will be continuing to happen at some time in the future. And so this is your time marker, this time tomorrow. It's good to use time markers, especially, when you're making an example in class so that I know what you're talking about. But also when you're writing a story, it's good to use time markers to be more clear and more interesting with your writing. Perfect tenses generally express completed actions or how something completed in one time can affect another, and we'll go into perfect tenses in the next video.